Shalom. All right. First, I want to start by saying Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shah, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shah, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shah, Koholo Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors, Pastor Elders, Great Millstone, rule and teach well. Peace, salutations to all you Aki in four corners of the earth, all you Aqua listening and learning. I say Shalom. Keep preaching, keep teaching. All you speckle face, Aki and Aqua, keep listening, keep learning, keep pushing. Don't give in, don't give up. All right. Hey, right quick, I gotta I want to bring out this video. Um, I just happened to see it. This German, I think she's German, if I'm not mistaken, but she's from Europe. I wanted to bring out this video. You know, hey, it's only one way to prepare. Okay, for these end times, it's only one way to prepare, and that way to prepare, as we know, is through what? It's through these scriptures, through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through the Most High, right? Through His Son. So we can't. There's no preparation that any prepper on this earth can prep better than the Israelites, because we got the master prepper. We got the master of the whole shit. You know, so we don't need. So we not having to worry. I mean, not saying like you can't get, you know, whatever. If you got the means to do it, hey man, you know, whatever, make your life merry. But we got faith, right? So we have, you know, we have the designer, the architect, the creator, the, you know, the man who the spirit that put everybody through, that designed the whole earth, designed every human on this earth. He's our power. So we don't have to, you know, run and do all these different prepping things. Not saying that you can't. All right, don't get that twisted. If you like, hey, do what you got to do. That the Lord put that on your spirit to do it. Not everybody got the funds to do it. You know, I don't have the funds to do it. You know, it's I'm gonna just have to go off of faith. I'm gonna have to pray. You know, and we're gonna have to let be what is. You know, but anyway, this lady, she talked about Germany, and you know, over there in Europe, how they about to go through a lot of hell, how they already going through hell, and things are starting to happen over there already, right? So let me bring out this scripture, because I'm gonna keep rambling. I'm gonna bring out the scripture. I'm gonna play video. I'm playing a little bit of the video. It's 11-minute video, so I don't know if I'm playing the whole video, but I'll play a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna read a couple more scriptures. Then I'm gonna close out. Because if you can't tell, if you can't look at my face, I'm fucking hella tired. You know, like I said, I be, you know, working like a dog for Esau. So, you know, I used to like it. My videos been light, you know, 2 videos, you know, I'm supposed to like 3 videos a week, but, you know, it's just been, we live in Babylon and this shit is rough, man. All right. But Salaki for that. But let me get back to him. Let me get back to him. All right. All right. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 5. Shalom. This Deuteronomy 30 and 5. And the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will be and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And that's what we waiting on. That's what, when Yahweh Shai come back, we're going to be multiplied above our forefathers, right? Because he's going to give us an abundance that they didn't even get. Okay, we're going to get that abundance that he promised, that milk and honey. We're going to get it all that was promised unto our forefather Abraham. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, and that's your heart is your mind. Okay, we're going to be changed. He's going to put his words in us. He's going to change us to what we should be. Okay, as well as our children. Okay, to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart. That's right. Why? Because we wicked as fuck. We going off. You know what I'm saying? have doing videos or not, not doing videos, or all into different philosophies, right? And with all thy soul that thou mayest live. That's right. Because while we die, this is death here. This ain't nothing but death. We're living in a time of death, right? There's really no life. We're not really living. We're just existing. We're existing till the Lord is ready to come and get us. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. And those enemies go back to Esau, Edom, so-called white man and his sons and daughters. Okay, it goes back to them because of their wickedness, because they've hated Yahweh Bashim Al Shai first and foremost. Right? You go back to Esau, Edom, he didn't listen to his parents. He didn't hearken into them when they told him not to take daughters of the heathen nations, but he took heathen women anyway. He took Arab women, and he took Elamite. Damn, I can't tired. Salaki, forgive me. He took Canaanite women, and he also took Ishmaelite women. Okay, so he took of the heathen women, right? So he just was already always in disobeying, always disobedient, right? He's always just that he's just a curse, So the curses is finally gonna come back upon his people. All right. All right, let me you can read the rest of Deuteronomy, because that's all that's still pretty good. All right, now all but these curses is coming upon Esau Edom, right? So these curses is finally really starting to hit Esau Edom, and you can see it hitting them. Okay, so let me back this video up. I'm gonna back this video up, and then I'm gonna let her talk for a little bit. We might go through the whole video. I'm not really sure, but we'll see.
Give you some prepping news from Austria and Europe. Unfortunately, we are in a pretty depressing situation when it comes to the economy. So first of all, we have about.
Hey, Jake. Hey, we always been in a depressing. We've always been in a depressing situation in terms of our economy. You know what I'm saying? Our economy never has been so great. Now for a few, you got a few of our people out there, that live, and their economy is, outstanding, wonderful, and great. But but shit, man, the majority of our people always had a depressing economy. It's always been some hell. It's always been hard times. But that's why the Lord is go back to Deuteronomy 37. Hey, the Lord is going to put all these curses upon your enemies. All the things that we've been through. Hey, Shalom, Damon Turner TV. Hey, Shalom. So these things is going to be turned back on Esau Edom. All right. And it's chiefly starting right now. It's starting in Europe real heavy. Especially now you got the dark winter coming in. Winter coming in. They done destroyed the pipelines. So so Europe is really about to know what's really going on, and the beast is really going to hate the whore. That's really what the Lord is setting it up, and you can't get no more masterful than the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai is, man. Yahweh blueprinted this thing out, and Yahweh Shai makes it pop, and wow, what I mean, the way that it was done is just the mind of Yahweh is like no other. You know what I mean? We couldn't even fathom the way the Most High Yahweh thinks, and wow, just wow.
About 10% inflation now, and now I have the feeling that people have spent most of their savings, and they are living from month to month. From
shit, they living now they living. See all these curses. This is how we live. This is my life. Shit, I'll live week to week, check to check. But this is our life. Esau Edom, they don't know how to live like this. They're not used to this. This is hard times for them. Like I said, most people out there, they spend up their money. They spend up their savings. Now they got to live month to month. Now they crying. But Jake, Israel, Yashala, in Europe, Yashala been living like that, check to check. Ain't nobody give a fuck then, though. But when Esau Edom started crying about living from check to check, and now everybody got to pay attention. Now everybody's feeling bad. But hell, but the so-called black man has been living that way all his life, so all his fucking existence, except for the sellout, the heavy sellout, nigga, Jakes, you know, the heavy sellout, so-called black men. But for the most part, you know, for the most part, shit, we've been living check to check, been living month to month. All right, every 2 weeks. You know, you got 1 week where the world just stops. You ain't got shit. You gotta wait till another whole week to get your money, or you waiting for every Friday to come in to get paid, or you know what I'm saying? Like shit, hell, we've been living hand to mouth all our life. Been brought up this way, so it's it's like whatever. But see, Esau Edom go through it. They can't understand it. They don't get it. You know, now they starting to know what it feels like to be a so-called black man. You know, hey, this is one lady, this old lady. What's that old Edomite lady name? She always doing these things about different side, how her people, how the so-called white man has flipped the size of that made Africa super small and made the Europe nations super big, bigger than so-called. Okay, but damn, I can't think of the lady name right now. But she be pulling out on our people. Well, she probably a Jake though, but you know who knows. But the point being is because the Lord's still gonna make them tongues fall upon themselves. Okay, but all right now, but with that said, but she always asks me, she said, all right, now who wanna be black people? Stand up, stand up. Who wanna be black people? Who wanna be treated like black people? Stand up. Hey, nobody wanna say shit, everybody's sitting there quiet. Well, now they being treated like so-called black people, man. Now they know this is what it's like to be a so-called Negro. Okay, because Esau Edom was about to feel the same shit that we've been feeling all our life. Our forefathers, our foremothers, we've been feeling it all since slavery, since for 500 plus years, since we've been over here in this fucking country. This is nothing new for us. Okay, and the funny thing about the name of her video is called "Game Over for Europe." Okay, people resort to desperate measures. Okay, shit, hell, I should have named my video that, but that's what it is. Hey, you know, now they on desperate measures, and it's about to get even worse. It's not getting better. It's gonna get worse and worse. All right. Well, let me go back to the video because I'm gonna keep talking. Salaki. Let me go back to the video.
Hand to mouth, and the prices of food to mouth and spend most of their savings, and they are living from month to month, from hand to mouth.
Right, they live in month to month, hand to mouth. Yo, Jake, we've been living hand to mouth for all our fucking life since we've been born. Hey, Edom got to get ready for it. They don't understand what it is to lose. Now they losing.
And the prices of food and other commodities have increased quite tremendously. So here you can see an article in the newspaper that food has become so much more expensive. So for example, here they have a comparison. In January 2021, they were charging 13 euros for 4 chicken breasts. Now they are charging 18 euros. So that's 5 euros more for the same product, for the same food. And that's quite a lot. So now the problem is that people are getting so desperate that they are starting to steal much more than before. So here you can see an article about the German supermarkets Lidl and Edeka, and they have observed that shoplifting has increased quite tremendously. So now they are putting alarm devices on butter and meat.
Damn.
And that's what you usually only see on very expensive electronic products.
So now they gotta put alarms in the grocery stores on a simple things that you just go see, grab them off the shelf. Butter. Something as simple as butter. They putting alarms on butter. That's because desperate measures, man. Esau Edom is finally going through Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Okay. All those curses. Okay. The curses is coming to them. The curses from Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Esau Edom is going through 15 on down. They're finally going to feel what it's like to be under the curses, man, to not have, to be back at the bottom, to live, like she said, foot to mouth. Okay. Once again, let me read this. Y'all got to go back to it. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord thy power, Yahweh, will bring all these curses upon thine enemy and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord. That's right, Israel, Yashali, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and speckle-faced Akim and Aqua, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. And the Lord thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land for good. For the Lord will again reign over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of thy power, Yahweh Shema Shai, to keep his commandments and his statutes which were written in the book of the law. And if thou turn unto the Lord thy power, Yahweh Shema Shai, with all thine heart and with all thy soul. But all the curses, okay, when you go back to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, reading 15 on down, all those curses that we're under now, Esau, Edom, is coming to them. It's hitting them. And it's starting to hit them like a ton of bricks.
So now the next thing, which is happening in Austria and also in Germany, is that people are going into the forest and collect some firewood. Wild woman bushcraft, Vanessa Blank, in Germany, has observed a young family going into the forest and collecting branches. And the thing is that in most forests, which is private property here in Austria and Germany, this is not allowed. Even if it's a forest which is owned by the government, you still have to get permission. So you cannot just go into the forest and pick up some branches because it's all private property. And if you do not have the permission, then it's stealing. So I had a friend who was visiting me the other.
Esau even killed me with the stealing shit. Here they stole the whole fucking country. All those Europe, they shouldn't be there either. They should be up in the Caucasus Mountains, Georgia of Russia, up in the caves, the Caucasians. They should be up in the mountains. They should be out in Mount Sierra, up in Petra, up in the caves. And if they're not in either one of those places, everywhere else they are, they're stealing. They shouldn't be there. And they're talking about you can't go pick up a fucking tree out of a forest, a branch, a stick on the ground when you're stealing. It's not your land in the first place. The very first place is the Lord's land. All of this is Yahweh Shemal Shah. You're some thieves. And he giving it to his people. And you stole it from the people that the Lord has given to. But yet they won't even let their people go inside the damn forest and pick up a damn tree branch.
And he also told me he saw people going into the forest and getting those branches out for firewood. Yeah, so the legal situation in Austria is that most of the forest is private property, and the forest which is owned by the government is treated just like private property. So we don't have this concept of public forests like the US has. Now, because everything is treated like private property, they have made a special law in Austria that you can walk in every private forest. You can take a walk with your dog, you can walk alone. You can also collect berries, and you can collect 2 kilograms of mushrooms each day. But you're not allowed to collect firewood without the permission. And that's what's happening now. And that's because the firewood price in Europe has surged. And that's because
it's locked.
And that's because people now are burning firewood again to heat their houses. So either they already have a central heating with wood stoves, or they have a small wood stove in their living room. And yeah, that's actually what I did. So I got a wood stove back in January, and now I'm really glad I did, because most of the wood stoves are sold out. And also, if you buy firewood now, there's not a lot left, and it will cost like twice the amount of money than compared to 3 years ago. So it's gotten really expensive. And that's why people start picking up branches in the forest. Now the problem is it's not good for the stove, wood stove or oven to burn firewood which is not seasoned. So usually you should let it dry for 2 years and then you can burn it in the stove. If you don't do that, you will have a lot of particles settling inside of the chimney and that can burn. Then you can get a chimney burn, which is not good and which can burn down your house if the chimney is not safe. So that's the risk that comes with it. So
they really being set up. So the Lord is setting them up so terrible that with this war with Russia and Ukraine and this war with NATO, Russia and Ukraine, it's putting them in a position when they after blowing up these after the U.S. has blown up the pipelines, and that put Germany in a bad place. That put Europe in a hole in a bad place, man. So they're in the spot where you damned if you do, damned if you don't. The wood not seasoned, and you got to burn it, and then you go to sleep burning your wood. Hey, they're gonna wake up to death back in the spirit world because their house caught on fire and they killed. The family's gonna die. How many people gonna die from this shit? How many people gonna die just from not using seasoned wood? After the particles build up in their chimney and their house is burned up, it's gonna be many people. Hey, the Lord, hey, this thing is, hey, Yahweh Shemashai is visiting this earth, man. And people better wake up. This is time, man. High time wake out of sleep. This is, man, we are at the end time. And if you don't understand or believe it, that's on you. I'm gonna read. I got 2 scriptures to read, but I'm gonna try to get through some more of this video. If it's not edifying for you, hey, Salakia, you don't have to watch it. But if it is, hey, call on Yahweh Shemel Shah. Hope it's edifying to any Akim or Akwaf out there listening and trying to learn.
As you can see, economic-wise, we are pretty much going into a recession. And you can hear the word recession everywhere now. And most market analysts are agreeing now that we are approaching or that we are already in a recession. Okay, next I want to give you an update on the Austrian distillery, which was damaged on 3rd of June. So we have one distillery plant, which is in Schwechat, which is owned by the OMV. And unfortunately, there was an accident in June. It was a big accident, and the main distillery plant, the outer hull, got damaged. And since then, they are repairing it. And since then, we are running on the oil reserves of the Austrian government. And I don't know if this is also contributing to the high price of diesel and gas, but yeah, it's still not repaired. And now, after Nord Stream 1 and 2 got sabotaged, supposedly, there was an article in a couple of newspapers, and they were saying that this accident at the distillery plant maybe wasn't an accident. So here you can see the article, which is stating that the Austrian Secret Service is now investigating this case. And now they are even stating that this could have been done by a foreign secret service.
Yeah, because see, America, man, hey, Esau in America, he's horrible against his own people. He's horrible against himself. But when it comes to that, just like the reason why they hit the pipelines is because the simple fact that the Germans was going to lighten up their sanctions on Russia because they need Russia. Okay, they need that pipeline, they need that energy, right? They need to get that natural gas, and they was lightening up. They said they're not going to send no more weapons into Ukraine. They will stop. They literally was going to stop giving Ukraine weapons. They literally was going to stop. Stop sanctioning on Russia. They was going to just go back and deal with Russia and start back buying. Getting their gas and all they whatever they needed from Russia. Hey, America said, no, fuck that. We're going to stop it. The only way for America really was to stop him was to destroy the pipeline. Because Germany wasn't, they was like, fuck this, we're not listening no more. We about to deal with Russia, because why? They people going to suffer. And they know they don't want, America don't give a fuck about anybody else but America's interests. If it's not in the interest of America, America could care less. But if it's America's interest, Babylon cares about nothing but Babylon, right? So the rest of these countries is learning that. A lot of these NATO members, they're going to learn, especially in Europe, and you can see why they're going to turn on Babylon, because they need Russia. They all need them. They need them, So that's the reason why they're going through what they're going, is all just because Germany, like I said, Germany wanted to ease up sanctions on Russia. And they wanted to go back to the table with Russia and deal and get their natural gas and shit, man. Make sure they got they people not fucking freezing to death, but it's gonna happen.
So I don't know if we will ever find out if this was an accident or sabotage, but one thing is for sure. Look at this. The repairing costs are already at 240 million euros. So that's a lot of money. So it must have been a huge damage. That's really big. So they have a second distillery plant, but it's only like delivering 20 to 25% of what we need in Austria. And we are on reserve right now. The question is if it is enough until the main distillery can process crude oils again. That's the big question. Also, what happened 2 days ago, a couple of gas stations were running out of gas, but now they are getting gas again. So it seems to be as if we have a shortage in gas too. And yeah, I really hope that the repair work is done soon, because otherwise it's not looking good for us. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to damage the critical infrastructure of a country. Unfortunately, we are really vulnerable. And on top of that, internationally, what's going on with Nord Stream 1 and 2. I don't even want to comment on that, but it probably means that we won't have enough of natural gas. And I think that means that a lot of companies, they will close their businesses in wintertime because they cannot afford natural gas anymore. And then it really is the question, do we have enough of natural gas to heat all of the homes? If not, then some households will face a cold winter. The question is, what can we as civilians do to prep ourselves? And I believe it's really important that everybody of us is getting prepared. You want to have some food at home. You want to have water at home. You want to have some means of cooking food, like a camping stove or something. Maybe get some extra cartridges of butane gas for your camping stove. If you don't have that, you can always make a fire in your garden. So you have to have a means of cooking, and also you want to have a means of heating your house or flat. So here in Europe, winters can get really cold. Now, I live in the lowlands of Austria, where it's not that cold anymore. So the coldest temperatures that we are experiencing here is like minus 15 degrees Celsius for about 2 weeks. And that's about it. And the rest of the winter, it has like minus 5. So it's not that cold anymore. But in the mountains, like this direction, in the Austrian Alps, it's getting still very cold. Minus 20, minus 25 is not seldom. So it really depends on where you live, and you need some kind of means to heat your house. I think wood stoves are great. Now, what I would not use to heat my house is space heaters, because they are highly inefficient. They need a ton of electricity, and if everybody in Austria or Germany or any other country would use them at once, a couple of them per household would lead definitely to a blackout, because they need so much electricity. Yeah, guys, so this is the situation in Europe right now. And the problem with the inflation is that right now it's 10%, but experts say it will climb up to 12%. The big problem is that the salaries, they are not rising 10 or 12%. They are staying the same pretty much. So if the income is staying the same, but the inflation rises, then you will have more people that are poor, you will have more crime, you will have the middle class vanishing. And Austria always was a country of the middle class. We always had a huge middle class, only a few poor people, and then a few rich people. But the majority of people was the middle class, and now I see it vanishing. And this is really sad. Okay, as you can see, here in Europe, we have some challenges, and we will see how this winter will pan out. And it's definitely not looking good for Europe, that's for sure. I guess we will find out what the future brings, if we want or not. Winter is coming for sure here in Europe. So I will keep you updated with.
Hey, that's right. Winter is coming for sure for Europe. So right here, I just wanted to hear, that was the point. She's talking about prepping and preparing. The way we prep and prepare, the best preppers in this, it's going to be the Israelites. It's going to be those that's in the know. And we prep and prepare by reading these scriptures, doing our videos, listening to other brother videos, meditating on the things of Yahweh Shema Shah. The best way we can prepare and prep is starting reading in Psalms. Psalms 50, Psalms 91, Psalms 22, Psalms 23, Psalms, all the Psalms, Psalms 144, Psalms 137. I mean, just reading the Psalms, just going straight through. I mean, there's no better way to start preparing than start with the Psalms, right? Just the whole scriptures, the scriptures just within itself, right? But right here, let me. This is Zechariah. This is Zechariah 14:1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and they spoil, and Salaki, and thy spoil has been divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the radius of the people shall not be cut off from the city. And we went through this, right? We went through it during 70 AD. We went through part of these things just in about every captivity that we have been in and been pushed through. But this is also coming back again, okay? Because women are going to be ravished, okay? Everything is going to be, houses going to be rifled. Everything's going to be taken, okay? And all these things, like I said, as we went through during slavery, okay, it's going to happen now to Esau, Edom. Deuteronomy 30:7. Now, all these things that we went through in our past history, in our past captivities, now those things Esau, Edom has to go through it now, because the nations are going to come against Esau, Edom. The beasts shall hate the whore. Okay, so they're going to have the different nations going to be in here raping their women, ravishing their houses, ravishing their women, doing whatever they want, putting them into captivity, selling them off. Okay. But let me right here. This is this verse 3. Then shall the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle, and his feet shall stand in the day upon the mountain of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountains shall be removed toward the north, and half of it toward the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azel. Yea, ye shall flee like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uriah, king of Judah. And the Lord, my power, Yahweh, shall come and all the saints with thee. So that's what we wait. We waiting for the Lord now to come this time, and all the saints with him to come and to do what? And to save us, to bring us out of this hell, to bring us out of this captivity, right? Because everything that we've been through, now this world is about to go through all the dark days that Esau put Jake through. Okay, all the dark hell, all the hard times, all the oppression, all the lacking, all the begging, the wanting, the crying, the hunger, the the disease, the sickness. Esau Edom got to go through them. Okay. All right. Let me grab this right quick. This is right quick. Let me go here. This is second Ezra. The second Ezra's 2. Or no, sorry, Slack. This second Ezra's 15. The second Ezra's 15. I'll be starting 1 right quick. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So everything the Lord say is faithful and true. All the death, calamity, and woes, and the salvation of the Israelites. Okay. Fear not that I cannot read right now. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Okay, and who speak against us? Esau, Edom. So we're not going to worry about the wickedness, the thoughts that they portraying in their mind against us, the actions that they're trying to take, the new world order, the sea hit, that juice. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that's what 2/3 of our nation is going to do. Okay. Behold, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemal Shah, I will bring plagues upon the world. And this is a plague. The missiles are a plague. The famines is a plague. Okay. And these plagues, now the world is being plagued by the Lord. Okay. This winter is going to be a plague unto the world, especially Europe. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And that's all the things that this lady was so worried about. All them things that the lady is so worried about is everything that the Lord is bringing. He's bringing famine, death, and destruction, okay, to the world. Okay. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. They've made it far as the Lord want them to be. Right, they've done all their craftiness, and they've gotten to how as far as the Lord want to let them go, other than just well, we still got the chip and the sea hip or whatever, and but for hey, they've already got the Lord on his way back. Okay, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which Salaki. I burn. Okay, so Salaki, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And that's why we do these scriptures, because why we complaining when our people leave this earth, when all the elders that has passed away, what they doing? They out there complaining. They complain, Yahweh Shemal Shah, right? The righteous is complaining, continually. And how many brothers do videos, how many brothers on the highways and byways, we all complaining. Even the ones, the Israelites that don't believe in the sea hip, but they all still complaining about what? An unrighteous ruler, right? Unrighteous heathen that's over us. And therefore, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shemal Shah, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Go back to the elect. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is where we are. We are in the land of Egypt. Okay. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this is the new Egypt. This is Babylon. Okay. He's already did physical the first physical Egypt. Now this is the spiritual Egypt, which is Babylon. Now this is the Egypt he's talking about, aka America. Okay. And will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Shai shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting of hell, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And woe means destruction. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another. Which said they've been going in there stealing shit out of stores. They had to put alarm on the butter and shit, simple shit. And swords in their hands, for there should be sedition among men. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. They going into the forest, cutting down the trees, okay, on private property, so-called. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They'll be able to do what they want. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not. Europe is going to feel this first. The Europe Edomites, it look like they're going to feel it first. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Like you say, oh yeah, no, we were all middle class, and we only had just very few poor. Very few rich, very few poor, all middle class, just proud to be who they were. So they lived good, was living good. Now that's changing. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what Europe is getting ready to start to go in. The Edomites in Europe is getting ready for their dark winter. And it's going to spread over here to Babylon. All right. Hey, so I just want to bring that out. You can read the rest of the second Ezra. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful chapter to go into. But, it's just, hey, Esau, Edom, the Lord is starting to visit you. And this is what it is. Now you're finally starting to see what the so-called black man has been, black man, woman, and child has been going through since we've been here in your captivity. And now it's time for your captivity to be turned back on you. So, hey, with that said, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kodash, double honor spots, elders, great millstones, rule, teach well, peace, and taste all you Akim, Aqua, four corners of the earth. I'm Yaqua from YSO, Yahweh Shai, sanctified ones. I want to say Shalom and Abad Babal. And Kwam Yashala. Shalom.